Good evening, children. How are you? I hope you are fine at home and you are following the teachers' online video classes regularly and you are noting the notes also. So, now, welcome to our 7th class General Science class. Now, last class we have to discuss about the electricity. Now, we have to discuss about the topic name is air, winds and cyclones. What is that? Air, winds and cyclones. So, come to topic. What is air? What is air? Air occupies the... Come to the topic. What is air? The space occupied by in our surroundings of gas, that is called the air. Once again I am repeating. What is air means the space occupied in our surroundings of a gas, that is called the air. And what is second one? Wind. What is wind? The movement of air is called the wind. What is called wind? The movement of air is called the wind. So, how cyclones form? They are formed from air only. Cyclones form from air. Now, we have to discuss the topic is, first topic is air. What is air? The space occupied in our surroundings of a gas and it is stable. For example, I took a empty glass. So, whenever we have to see empty glass, we feel there is no object in the empty glass, but there occupies the air. Occupies the air. How will you prove this? For example, take a bucket and filled with a water, and you have to keep this glass in invert in position. That means just like this. Take a bucket and filled with water and keep invert position of the glass. Then what will become? Inside some bubbles will become. That forms from air bubbles. That forms from... Some more examples we have to discuss about the air. That means every human being must be breathe the air. So, how will you, in our surroundings, air must we are breathing as a inhale and exhale. For example, you must keep one finger near the nose. How will you feel? You have to take air inside. Just like this. You have to do like this. That means air goes inside. That is called the inhale. And again, you have to exhale the nose. Like this. Then you have to feel just like one gas will become outside from your nose. That means that air comes outside of the nose. These are the examples for air. From these examples, we have to denote some important. Air is everywhere. What is that? Air is everywhere. Air located everywhere. And air occupies space also. Air occupies space. Another example. Now, I took a balloon. This is, I am telling about another example of air. How air occupies the space. For example, I took a balloon. And you have to blow the balloon just like this. Whenever you have to blow the balloon, then outside of our air must goes inside and it forms a big size of the balloon like this. That means outside air comes inside and makes pressure on the balloon and it changes as a big size of balloon. From this, what you understand? Air occupies some space inside and makes some pressure on the balloon. Some pressure on the balloon. That means air exits pressure also. Air exits pressure. From this example, what you notice? Air exits pressure. So, once again I am repeating. A balloon, take a balloon and you have to blow the balloon. Outside air must goes inside and forms as a big size of the balloon, just like this. That means outside air comes inside and occupied some space and makes pressure on the balloon, and it changes as a big size of the balloon, just like this. From this example, what you understand? Air exits some pressure also. So, next, what is the next one? Wind. What is the next one? Wind. We have to discuss about the wind. So, what is wind? What is wind? The movement of air. The movement air is called wind. So, for example, so you have to ride on a bicycle. You have to ride on a bicycle in one direction. Then air blows in the same direction. Air blows in the same direction. That is called the movement of the air. That's why here we are pronouncing wind. That means the movement of wind, it goes in same direction. Then you have to ride very easily. You have to ride very easily. But in second case, on the same bicycle, you are riding, you are going one side and air comes in opposite direction. That means the movement of air, that direction of wind, that is called the wind. The movement of wind goes in opposite direction. Then you have to ride very hard. Why? What happens from this? What you understand from these examples? That means movement of air, the movement of wind must be, the movement of air, that is called the wind. The direction of the wind goes in pressed on you. There is no pressure on you. That means air does not make the pressure on you. That's why you are moving very easily in this case. You are moving easily in this case. But here you are going in opposite direction. That's why the movement of air must be exist some pressure on you. That's why you are going, you are riding very hard. So that is the reason. So another example. In climate, we are observe so many seasons are there. We know that in windy season, the wet cloth must be dried very easily. Why? In previous class we have to discuss in class 6, on windy day the movement of air is moving very hard. That means the movement of the wind blows very high. That's why the wet cloth must be easily dry up. And another example for this wind. Sometimes the weather is cool. Sometimes the weather is hot. Why? Because of based on movement of air only. By movement of air only, clouds will be formed and again rains will be falling. So these are example for the wind. Next we have to discuss about how to find the air. How to find the air? By using of experiment, we have to find the air located in the object. Let us do one. That is means experiment 1. What we have to discuss? Where to we find A? Where do we find A? For example, take a bucket. Take a bucket and filled with full of water. Full of water. And take a empty glass. Empty glass. And you have to crumple the a paper. Crumple the paper. Crumple means nalpadam. That paper must be keep at bottom of the empty glass. And this glass you have to invert. You have to invert and keep in straight position of bottom of the bucket. Bottom of the bucket. So, after keeping, what will become? Some bubbles will become. Inside water, some bubbles will become. And this, after some time, you have to remove this empty glass in straight position only. And observe this paper, did this wet of the paper you have to observe and remove this paper. Did this paper wet? No. In this case, the paper did not wet. Why? Because this water did not allow this water inside of the water did not allow the inside of the gas. Inside of the glass. Why? Because air is occupied in this place. Air is occupied in this place and applies pressure in the upward direction. Upward direction. From this, what you understand? This air must be occupied inside of the glass. That's why this water does not allow, air does not allow inside of the glass because this is closed. And occupy the air and makes pressure on it and don't allow the water. That's why this paper did not wet. From this experiment, what you understand? So, air must be occupied inside of the glass. And air must be occupied the inside of the glass. And air is as a experiment now. Take a bucket or tub now. Now I took a tub and filled with full of water. After take one empty glass and a paper. You have to crumple this paper and press on it carefully and keep inside of the bottom of paper and keep carefully. You have to invert and test it. This paper will be fall or not. Press it carefully. You have to see this. Now this paper did not fall. That's why this invert position of glass, empty glass, you have to keep in straight position of the tub. See carefully. Now I am doing. This paper did not fall and some bubbles are coming inside of the water. Some bubbles are coming inside of the water. See here, some bubbles are coming inside of the water. And remove slowly in straight position of the empty glass. Shake it. You have to see now, this paper did not wet. Why? Why? Because this inside of air did not allow the water and air occupies some space of the glass. That's why this paper did not wet. That means this is dry in position. So from this experiment, what you understand? Air occupies for every way and air occupies for every empty object. Now we will explain about, let us do 2. That means experiment 2. Experiment 2. Take a bucket or tub and filled with full of water and take a narrow mouth of the water bottle and observe. We know that air occupies space in empty object, any empty object. Now I took a empty water bottle. That's why inside of this water bottle, what will be occupied? Air will be occupied. Air occupies in the empty water bottle. This empty water bottle, slowly I have to dip. At starting, immerse water bottle in the half of the bucket. At this time, this water did not enter because inside of water bottle they occupies the air. After some time, you have to immerse this water bottle in full position. Then this air comes outside and slowly this water bottle filled with water. Why? What happened inside after removing this water bottle? Then at this time, this water bottle filled with water. Why? Because at starting, air will be occupied in empty water bottle. After you have to immerse, then that air comes outside as a bubbles and occupies in surrounding. Air occupies in surrounding. After air comes outside, then this water comes inside. From this, what you understand? If air comes outside, then something else will enter. Then that air occupies in surrounding. Now I am do the experiment 2. Take a bucket and filled with a bottle and take a narrow mouth of a bottle and keep inside half of the tub. This water did not enter into the empty bottle, but you have to immerse inside carefully. Then this water goes slowly inside mouth of the water bottle and slowly filled with the water. Why? What happened in this case? At starting, air occupied in empty water bottle. But after you have to immerse, then air comes outside and slowly water comes inside and filled with the water. Finally, this water filled inside of the water bottle. Why? What happened inside of the water bottle? Because whenever maybe air comes outside, then another object must be goes inside of the empty object. In this case, first at starting, air occupied inside of the empty water bottle, and outside, after some time you have to immerse, then air comes outside. After that, water enter into the bottle and filled with a water. From this, what you understand? Whenever air comes outside, then something else will be filled inside of that object. From this experiment, what you understand? If air comes outside, then something else will enter. Then that air occupies the space around us. So finally what you understand? If air comes outside and something else, in this case water is there, water will be entered and filled with the water, and that air occupies in surroundings. After this, we have to discuss, does air exist pressure? Air exist pressure? Already we told some more example. And before already I told, take a balloon and you have to blow it. How it changes? It changes as a big size of the balloon. Why? Because inside of air pressured on this balloon, that's why it changes as a big size of the balloon. From this we will release, then what will become? Air will become. Once again I am showing. See here, this changes as a big size of the balloon and slowly release it. Something gas will be released. This indicates air. This inside of air comes outside, then slowly this balloon also changes as a small size. See here, at starting this balloon changes as a big size. At this time, this air pressure on the balloon, that's why it changes as a big size. Whenever this, after some time we release it, then this air comes outside and changes as a small size of the balloon. From this example, what you understand? Air exists pressure. From this example, what you understand? Air exists pressure. Experiments. Some more experiments. Take a vessel and filled with water and take a ink dropper. At starting, inside of this dropper, where will be occupied, and in this case there is no pressure on this dropper. After, you have to pressure on this dropper and keep inside of the water. After some time, this water enter into the dropper and filled with ink. Take water or ink and a dropper. At starting of the dropper, there is no object inside of the dropper. That means air occupied inside of the dropper. After, you have to pressure on this dropper and keep inside of this ink or water. Then pressure on this dropper, then this pressure must be forced on this. Then air comes outside and inside of the water must be goes inside of dropper. That means by doing of what happened here, air exists pressure, that's why this ink enters inside of the ink dropper or water enter into the dropper. So that's why from this case air exists pressure. Another example for this. Now I took syringe. At starting, see here, I prolong this syringe and draw out the syringe. Here, observe inside of the syringe occupied with air. After this nozzle of syringe, you have to close with your finger. Then you have to press it. Something will be pressed on your finger. That means it doesn't move. See here, I am pressing and it comes again back side. That means air pressed on this syringe. That means you have to observe something gas will be come outside and close it. You are feeling some pressure on you. This inside of air makes the pressure on this syringe. That's why it comes backside again. From these examples, what you understand? Air exists pressure. Air exists pressure. So, up to here, we have to discuss about the air and wind. What are the properties of the air also? So, now I am giving assignment. So, from these examples, what you understand? Air exit pressure. Generally, in our daily life, so many vehicles are there. What are they? Vehicles means car, cars, bus. These are all examples. The examples of vehicles are car, bus, bicycle, anything. What are there? How they run? By using of tires only. How they fill? The tires filled with the air. If air will be more filled, what will be happen? The tires became blast or burst. So same like this balloon also I am blowing more. What will happen here? It becomes blast. That means if more air will be pressed on that any object, it becomes to blast like this. Finally, what you understand? Air exists pressure. So, up to here, I told some properties of the air. I hope you understood the lesson. From this lesson, I am giving assignment now. What is first one? What is wind? What is wind? Second one, state two examples that make you think that air exists pressure. Starting, I told you what is the wind. What is the wind? And next, now only I told you some more examples on this air exists pressure. State two examples that make you that air exists pressure. Examples are experiments in your daily life. In your daily life. So, see you. We will meet in next class. Thank you.